What cost over $50 billion per year, puts over 1 million people in jail every day, and has been going on for almost half a century? That's right, the war on drugs. The war on drugs is by far the longest, most brutal, and most expensive war fought in American history. Here are a few things I'll talk about pertaining to the war on drugs. First off, the outrageous amount of money spent defending our country from illegal substances. Second, the danger and violence that comes with not only the drugs themselves, but the people selling, buying, and transporting the drugs. And finally, the public awareness, or lack thereof, when it comes to what people think they know and all the false information involving this subject. Almost everyone has an opinion when it comes to the war on drugs. What's yours? If you don't have one yet, hopefully by the end of this speech, I will have shared with you enough information to allow you to form your own opinion on this controversial matter. Let's start with the cost. Like I said earlier, the war on drugs costs America over $50 billion every year. That includes the cost of paying special task force officers specialized to find and eradicate drug dealers and drug sources. It includes the cost of all of the health care that is needed to save the lives of people who have overdosed or have become injured in a drug-related violent crime. Almost 250,000 drug overdoses were treated worldwide in 2010. With over 1 million people being arrested for drug-related charges every day, the jails are getting full and more money is needed to feed and house this many inmates. And not to mention the millions of dollars America spends trying to protect its border from the drugs coming across illegally. Next, let's talk about the danger that the war on drugs imposes. According to the LA Times, most major causes of preventable death are declining, but drugs are an exception. The death toll has doubled in the last decade, now claiming a life every 14 minutes. By contrast, traffic accidents have been dropping for decades because of huge investments in auto safety. Last year alone, at least 10 police officers lost their lives due to a drug-related violent shootout. It is estimated that nearly 10,000 people are murdered each year due to gang-related violence. And although not all, but most problems in gangs are in fact drug-related. Lastly, let's talk about the lack of public awareness when it comes to the war on drugs. There is very little public awareness of the impact of which the global war on drugs has on human rights, public health, and public security. Most people know very little, if not anything, when it comes to this subject, and that's due to several reasons, the main one being one-sided media coverage. All in all, the war on drugs is expensive, ongoing, and probably causing more problems than it's fixing. No matter what the consequences, there will always be a demand for illegal drugs, and there will always be drug addicts. Therefore, there will always be people willing to take the chances to make money off those demands. Without the cooperation of all government agencies, countries, and citizens, this is a war we can expect to be fighting for years to come.